What's up, guys? We're back here on the job, our little lot clearing job. Josh up here. We're gonna take down these 2 trees, not hit the power line. We're gonna send them right on down through here. Josh, don't take any more yet. Huh? A little bit. I'm afraid it's gonna slip. Hold on a second. All right, so Josh is, I don't remember if I showed you guys this yesterday, but here's our drive coming down this way. We had more rain last night, of course, but got a special guest here. I'll introduce you guys in just a second. Sloppy. All right.
Now I'm on camera.
Now you are, yeah. So this is Corey.
Hi everyone, how you doing?
Just kind of give your
Yeah, I'm Corey Rogers. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for National Equipment Dealers. You can find more about us at our website, nedealers.com. We're super excited to be working with John and his crew at Upstate Brush Control. It's the first time I've been able to visit one of his job sites, so it's been a long time coming, a few weeks. We've been trying to get out here, and really excited to see some of the equipment at work and get to meet his crew face to face instead of just online. So
yeah. So I met Corey at the show at the Utility Expo in Louisville, and we were sitting there eating, and we just got talking, and I was like, I do Forestry Mulching YouTube page, and he's like, really? Okay. He's like, keep in touch. So I did, and it has paid off.
Well, you know, and it has for us as well. And, you know, you know, the marketing today is very different than it was 20, 30, even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And for us, it's really about authenticity and working with people that are thought leaders, which I would consider you a thought leader in this industry.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
And, you know, people that do this day in, day out. I mean, you guys know what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, as a dealership, we pride ourselves on providing good support, prompt service, good equipment.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, we don't know that much about what you do. We just know we have the equipment to support you. We need you to tell us what you need.
Yep.
And that's something that I think our company does pretty well.
Yeah.
Our salespeople are well trained. They spend a lot of time in the field. They themselves will go out and train the operators and set up the machines, and they take a real first-hand approach to making sure that the equipment works on the site. I think even I did that when we first got the machine out here. I got in there with Will, or he was FaceTiming me, and I was walking through some of the configuration on the excavator.
Yep.
But you know, really, we gained so much knowledge from you guys as a contractor doing this stuff, and love to come out on the job sites. And so our YouTube presence, we've also got a YouTube channel. Would love for you guys to subscribe to our channel. Just type in National Equipment Dealers on YouTube and you'll find us. But we do a lot of content videos on tutorials. We feature a lot of our customers on there. We talk about specific products and things like that.
Yep.
And it's just a way for us to provide really authenticity to our customers so that they see who we are as a company, how important our service people are to us, how important our customers are to us, and really, you know, that I think ultimately that's what sells equipment today. It's not, you know, that personal touch to the sale is really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but we're really excited to be out here, and I'm looking forward to a day traveling with John. I think we're going to drive back to Greenville together. And
yep, we're gonna take him around and show him some work we've done, and we're gonna spend a couple hours here on the site and get some video and stuff like that. But yeah, and huge thanks to the people watching. You know, if it wasn't for the people watching, none of this would be possible. So thank you, YouTube. So this is John. He's with Ned as well.
Oh,
and
gosh.
Another camera, yeah. And he's their forestry specialist. So he's going to be kind of talking to us about the Prinoth head.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about, we've already talked about the control bite rotor using a raker system instead of a disc system, which gives you much more capability to get into the material. And when you get the small things down on the ground, the flats and things, you can actually pick them up off the ground a whole lot easier than you can with, say, the CMOF style, which has a continuous disc around it. The disc actually pushes the material down. This lets you pick it up. Teeth are also scattered. It's a pattern, but it's an open pattern around the head. So a lot of these you'll see they have the teeth are in a spiral pattern around the head, or in a flat, or in a
V. Yep.
So this gives you a lot of open spaces to get the material, to get into the material, whether in big logs or whether you're picking up all the little stuff off the ground. So that's the raker, like on a chainsaw. That's controlling your bite to about 3/4 of an inch on those tools. So a couple of things about maintaining these tools on these machines, it's true of any of them that have a knife instead of a carbide, is sharpening the tool is important. How often do you sharpen the tool? I've always pushed for twice a day. And I do that because when you, like this set of knives has about 10 hours on it, and you can see that it's blunt. And so when he goes to sharpen it at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot longer to sharpen. Also, he's going to be taking off a bunch of steel that could have been used for actual cutting material instead of putting it in the ground. So if you, and it's just like your hunting knife, if you're skinning a deer and you keep going until the knife doesn't cut anymore, you got to work hard to get that edge back. But if you're skinning the deer and you take a ceramic rod and you touch it up once in a while, it stays sharp.
Right.
And it's a lot easier to keep it sharp that way. I'm a knife maker, so I know about these things. So, twice a day, sharpen from the bottom. Depending on what grinder you got, you need, either way, what I tend to do is I take my grinder and I just, like if you normally would be grinding down this way, I flip the disc over, that way I can cut it under.
Okay.
And I can sharpen from the bottom.
Okay.
My preference is a gas powered grinder with an 8-inch disc. Heck of a lot faster than like a DeWalt or something cordless or even an electric grinder. It's a lot faster and a lot easier to do. So twice a day means you'll get more production out of the knife. You'll get more production out of the steel that you're using because you're not actually grinding it off. And
So
it's going to be easier on your operator and you.
So one thing that sorry to interrupt, but one thing that we have really, one thing that we've really noticed over the years is you know, with getting into grinding or sharpening a lot, it's just a lot of time.
Yes.
So that's 45 minutes twice a day that an operator has to be grinding.
It shouldn't actually, if you've got a powerful enough grinder,
right,
it should be 15 or 20 minutes twice a day.
But let's say on average,
okay,
let's go 30 minutes.
Okay.
Average of 30 minutes. That's an hour. That's an hour a day that we're not grinding, cutting material.
Right.
So, I mean, I completely understand with keeping a tool sharp and getting the most productivity out of it. But at the same time, what we do a lot of times is it all depends on the material we're in.
And the job and the quality of the product.
Exactly.
Yes.
So there's some guys that will grind, sharpen, whatever you want to call it, 4 hours, no matter what your material cutting.
Right.
If you're in softwood, it doesn't have to be as sharp, as long.
Right.
So if you're in hardwood, stringy wood, you know, oaks, turkey, you know, all kinds of different oaks, hickory, stuff like that. You want to keep those suckers as sharp as you can, as long as you can. So I just wanted to throw that out there for our viewers and people out there. I try to stress that a lot is depending on the material we're in. Sometimes we'll even throw a junk set of knives on to go do a job where we know there's a lot of rock, touch them up real quick, and it'll trash the knives instead of trying to keep it sharp and stuff like that. We run it in the ground and stuff like that, and where we know we have to get everything mulched to a certain point and what the customer wants.
That's great. We have a lot of people that do it. I have a lot of people that won't never sharpen knives.
Yeah.
They throw them on, run through them, take them off.
Okay.
Run through them.
Yeah.
And so you're exactly right. For the long haul, it's everything that you said is exactly correct.
Yeah.
What you need, and the guy starting out in the business may not know what he needs. You've been in it a while. You know what you need.
Yep.
And that's exactly correct. You can do all of those things.
Yep.
And I use the same thing when I do these things with these knives. I use for rocks and gravel and stuff like that. I'll generally leave a junk set of knives.
Yep. Exactly.
For that same reason.
Well, cool.
Okay.
Let's talk about the weight of the head real quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
No, you.
Oh, I go. I forget what this weight is.
I was hoping you knew.
2,400 pounds.
I didn't think it was that much. Let me double check. I thought it was 1,800.
1,800. That's
Okay.
1,800.
Let me double check just so we're not wrong.
Neither one of us know what we're talking about.
Let's talk about the shoes real quick. Are these replaceable?
They're replaceable. Yep. Just take the bolts out and put new ones on.
Okay.
Now, we might want to wait for him to get
Hang on one second.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. We'll just find out real quick.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
My normal machine that I'm working with is about 35 to 80 to 60 or 70,000 pounds at least, and I work with all the big stuff.
I gotcha.
And so the little ones are not always.
I'm pretty sure it was around 1,800 pounds.
I think it's 1,800. Yeah, now
Let me just double check. It's
I thought it was 2,300.
It's 2660.
2660. Okay, so that's pretty hefty.
Hang on.
That's a hefty head.
Yeah. So let me start back. And
Okay. All right. So we just came to the conclusion. This head weighs 2,600 pounds.
2668.
2668. John was asking me about the shoes on this thing. They're replaceable. They are replaceable. They're bolted on, so they're easy enough to replace. However, it's easier yet to, when it's at your shop, do that hard facing.
Okay. Yep.
And just replace the hard facing once in a while.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about replacing the shoes.
Okay.
A lot of people do that. Works
Yep.
fine.
Yep. We've done that. We've reskinned them to bought new ones. We've tried everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What works best for you?
Yeah.
In your case, what?
Honestly, replacing them.
Okay. So you wear them out and throw them away.
Wore them out and just throw them away. We've welded on. We've done all kinds of stuff, and it messes with the depth.
Yes, it does. That's
so
right.
we like to be the consistent.
Yeah, the hard surface actually does mess with depth.
Yep.
When you're working on hard soils.
And when you do hard surfacing, what you do is you crisscross beads on there, and it also tends to leave drag marks in the mulch sometimes, or it'll tend to pile up the mulch.
It catches it because
Exactly.
it's got traction.
Yep. It's not slick like this.
That's correct. Yep. So you know exactly what you need.
Yeah. The liner. Let's talk about the liner.
Okay, these liners are replaceable wear liners, and they're bolted in wear liners. So you don't have to do any cutting or welding or
Okay.
anything else on this. Maybe we'll wait for that.
We're good.
That's pretty Hyundai.
Yeah.
This mess. So anyway, yeah, they're bolted in liners. They're sectional, so you can take the bolts out, replace a section, replace all of them. Whatever you need to do. You don't have to do any welding.
Okay.
If you're ever welding on one of these things, there's some special techniques you have to do, because if you try to weld on one of these, you take the rotor out and you weld on it without fixing that frame.
Yep. Yeah, you got to brace it.
If it even flexes just a little bit,
Yep.
which the heat will cause it to do, you won't be able to keep bearings in it.
Yep. I've heard of that. You got to brace it all and do all kinds of
I know
stuff.
a ton of people that have had issues over on my time in this business.
Yep.
With that, you know, on the big machines and the little machines.
He's been in the industry 25 years.
Yeah.
I think he might know a thing or two about it.
So maintenance-wise, something that people overlook a lot is bolts.
Okay.
Okay, so when operators need to get to be just second nature to look at their bolts when they're off walking around a machine. If something is loose, tighten it up while it's loose instead of after it comes out.
Yeah.
I've had guys run this particular head and have somehow the bolts get loosened up and come out, and have had the wear liner fall into the teeth.
Ooh.
It doesn't really hurt the head too much. It tears the heck out of the wear liner.
Yeah.
Stops you from working. But
Yeah.
the point is, it's when you, and then they say, well, it's your problem. Well, it's actually not. You know,
Maintenance.
These are violent machines. They're getting beat up all the time. You got a little maintenance on them. So the other thing that you need to do to maintain these heads is you need to put 4 shots of high temp grease in both sides of this rotor twice a day.
Okay.
So that's the other part. Let's see, what else can I say?
Let's talk about the motor. Is it a variable speed?
Variable displacement. We're putting 160s, I think, on this, if I'm not mistaken, on this machine.
Okay.
So 160 or 170 for your ASV, I think.
Explain the I call it variable.
Variable displacement?
Yeah.
Variable displacement is like having an automatic transmission. So when you put that thing under load, there's a certain pressure point. When it gets a certain pressure on your hydraulics, then it'll actually downshift, basically.
Yep.
Put more pressure, gives you more torque, more pulling power when you're in the material.
Keeps the spool up on the head.
Keeps it running, that's correct.
Yep.
That's correct. These are 2 other things I'd like to say about any of these heads in general. Is RPM is your friend. So getting into material and dragging it down until it's really hogging is not how to properly use one of these machines. This is for people that are maybe thinking of getting into business or new to it. You need to be able to hear and feel when you get into the material, when that head starts to be pulling itself down. Just get up
Back
off
off.
of it.
Yep.
So that RPM stays up, and then so you come in and out of the stuff. If you're working, especially when you're working on big stuff, you come in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yep.
Keep that RPM up. You get a lot more
Absolutely.
production that way.
Yep. All right.
Got a very aggressive brush guard, as you can see. They used to, some of these heads, the brush guard is literally a brush guard that's pretty flimsy. We've talked Prinoth.
There's Willie in there.
We've talked Prinoth into
Beefing it up.
beefing them up. Yes.
Yeah. I like the gussets in it.
I might also mention that Prinoth owns Alley. Alley was the parent company of Prinoth.
Okay.
Back in the day, and some of the heads, like the subsoilers, are Alley. Prinoth still makes subsoilers, some for Fecon.
Okay.
So it's got a long. Prinoth and Alley have a long history in this business. And
Yeah.
Prinoth has a huge history in track machines.
Yep. All right, so the guys are pulling up the truck. They're gonna do some tune that head. Another thing is tuning or marrying the machine to the head. So I kind of talked about that in another video, how you have to, no matter what head you have, you need to match it with your machine. So that's what he's gonna do right now. We're good. I didn't have the key turned all the way. So they're gonna pull their truck down and work on that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna get some material moved over here for Micah to be cutting up. So we got John's over here. It was running a little hot. We're pushing for 2300 RPMs. 24, and it was running 27. So he's changing the flow on it a little bit, and then we should be good to go here just in a few minutes. All right, so they just finished up tuning the machine, marrying, whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna hop in and see how she does. She was running a little hot, but hey, you should see it around here. Well, that's nice and blurry. Let's go outside.